Hey everyone. Hello Alex. Hope y'all are doing well today. Back on No Man's Land. I'm just working on this new field. Hey Osiris. Let's see. Turn the GPS back on. I was working on this a bit offline, but I didn't finish. There we go. So we'll get into what I'm doing here in a moment. Looks like we're already lowered, and off we go. Hey Ghost Child, how are you? Welcome back. Right, so I've made a few changes since the last stream. First of all, this field that we put next to the new grain mill, I decided to expand a bit. So you'll see that it's much better than, or much bigger and better. It's much bigger than it was before. Yeah, I'll show you here on the map in a second. Let me get turned around. So I've been, the field's a lot bigger now, and now it really feels like a big field. You know, I thought it was a big field before, but then I'm starting to look at maps like, what is it called? Like Yukon Valley, and there's another map called County Line that was recently re-released in beta on FS22 from FS19, and those maps have big fields, right? So this one is now, instead of just occupying this, I expanded it over here, and I expanded it into this one on the right as well. Hey, thanks for the resub, Osiris. Appreciate it. Yeah, so it's pretty big. So I've been working this field, doing like every third row. Every third row gives you a nice, easy turning radius with this equipment. But it's taken me a couple hours just to seed the field. So I think we definitely are going to need to upgrade the seeder before we do this again next season. And I'm planting oats. Oats are pretty much, well, they are the only crop that I can run through the grain mill that's plantable in March. So I decided to plant oats. Those will be ready in July. Hey, RB Waltz, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Field 27. Which one's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the other, that's the one that we did last time too. Yeah. Yeah, with the Rotzel mash, that'll take a while. I think that's only, what, 4 meters wide, 5 meters wide, something like that. And the grain tank is small on that one, so you have to empty it a lot. Now back in FS, I want to say it was FS17, when that Rotzel mash harvester first came in the game, there's actually a larger version of it available. Yeah, I kind of wish they had that one too, rather than just a small one. Because they're both fairly economical as far as harvesters go. But yeah, we should be able to finish this field up here fairly soon, since most of the work's been done already. I've had to fill the seeder Well, I filled it completely when I started. I'm still on the original load of fertilizer, but this is the second load of seed that I've had to put in it. And it looks like I'll probably need to add a little more before we finish. I'm not sure how they decide on the ratio between the seed tank and the fertilizer tank, but in my experience, at least on this game, it seems like we use seed in about a 2-to-1 ratio to fertilizer, but the tanks for seed and fertilizer and the seeders are sometimes flip-flopped. Like, it seems like they hold more fertilizer than seed, so I'm not sure why that is. Now there is a modded seed cart, which is kind of like a miniature auger wagon that holds seed. So maybe the idea is that you fill it once for fertilizer and that lasts through your whole job, but you have to keep adding seed to it. I mean, I don't know. But you can use the auger to add seed in the field if you wanted to. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have to go back for a little bit more seed before we finish here. The other thing I did, and you can kind of see that up there to the north and east of me. Druva 91 deck. Thank you for the raid. Welcome. Anyway, I added a little lime station over here too. So I sold the lime, or the stone crusher that was on my farm, and I moved it down here. And then I also put one of those lime silos next to it in case I wanted to buy lime but didn't have any of the stuff that I produce myself. So we got a little lime station there. Anyway, once I get done with this field, I'll go over all the other stuff that I did in more detail so you guys can see it, but we'll need a few minutes. Hey Jay, how are you? I'm not going to use the roller. We decided that a little while ago, that I'm not going to bother mulching and rolling. At least not for a while anyway. Because I did some testing, and I found that mulching and rolling, doing both of them will increase your yield bonus by 5%. Okay, now that is just the yield bonus that's increased. So you have your base yield, which is the amount that you get from your field if you don't do anything to it except plant the seed. If you don't plow and if you don't weed, then you get a negative impact on your base bonus or whatever, or on your base yield or whatever yield, on your total yield, let's say. But the yield bonus will give you twice as much as what your base yield is, or 50% of your total. I hope I'm not explaining this in a confusing way, but let's say you have 100% yield bonus, and that's the maximum yield you can get, which is your base bonus plus your yield bonus, right? So if the yield bonus is 100%, that means that half of your maximum yield is from your base bonus, or from your base yield, and half of your maximum yield is from the bonus. Okay, so 100% yield bonus is basically 50% of the maximum yield you can get off the field. So 5% of the yield bonus is actually only 2.5% of the theoretical maximum yield you can get from your field. So that is why I decided earlier in this playthrough that Going over the field another time to mulch it and yet another time to roll it just to get a 2.5% increase in my yield didn't seem worth the effort. So I decided I'm not going to do those things and I'll just live. Yeah. I'm just going to live with the 95% bonus. Right. Okay, I need to get some more seed. I'll just buy one bag because I'm going to sell this seeder and replace it with a bigger one anyway. We could wait for next season to do that. Oh, you know what? Actually, I've got a little bit left here already. No, I think I'll go ahead and buy the bigger one now. 77. That might not be enough to finish the job. Let's go ahead and buy one more bag. And then before I sell this thing, I'll empty out whatever's left in it. You get the Vaterstad. I was thinking about getting the Amazon, the big one. We'll take a look at the options and I'll see what everybody thinks. Because the Vaterstad doesn't fertilize at the same time, which means I would have to go another pass on the field with the fertilizer spreader. Yeah, we'll take a look at all the options and we'll decide together what to do. I should probably take a look at the mod hub too to see if there's other modded seeders available. That might be good. We'll take a look. But yeah, this is a big field. Now it is. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm probably going to cut down all those trees right there that form that little peninsula of no field. So maybe we'll do that later in this stream or in a future stream. We might even lease one of those tree cutter machines. I think I could probably lease one and make enough money back from selling the wood to pay for it. Or as a matter of fact, if we're going to cut down that much wood, I might as well put in a carpentry shop or something and turn it into furniture. And then we'll get even more money out of it. Sac M Productions 21. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. There are no cedar mods bigger than 4 meters, really? Well, hopefully Giants is still planning to release some of the previous mods that they had. Or maybe they weren't even mods, but I remember in 19 they had some very large cedars that had like separate grain carts and stuff. I don't know if they're saving those for later or what, but one of those would be awfully nice to have when you have a really big farm. Okay. So that's done. So now we've got this field is all set, right? It's going to say need rolling, but like I said, we're not going to do the rolling. And except where the rocks were, we've got, I'm not sure why you don't get the fertilizer state where the rocks appear when you're plowing. Doesn't make much sense to me. We could go over the field with the fertilizer spreader again to fill in all those little bits, but I think we'll hold off on that, and we'll just do that when at the next harvest, you know, the fertilization state will reduce to 0, and we'll be able to take care of it then and even things out. For now, it'll be a little bit splotchy. Okay, and then up here on the main farm, you may recall we already planted barley on this field, and then we still have the other 3 fields that have to be done. Yeah, so like I said, this is a little lime station that I put up, so we can just use this to get lime. There's about 32,000 liters still in there from the rocks that I pulled off of the expansion on this field. And then we have this silo here so that if we run out there and we still need more lime, we can buy it here rather than go back to the shop. So let's get an overhead view here. Right, so that's how it looks. I also purchased the fields just to the north of that so that I could start working on the road. So you might remember that this was like this hidden path that's covered by grass. Well, I started removing the grass from it. And I got, you know, around the corner there. I didn't go much further than that, but I removed the grass. I put in some dirt texture, so we'll convert it into somewhat of an actual road. And then I did some additional landscaping here around the grain mill. So we have somewhat of a path to get in and out. So I think it's looking pretty nice over here so far. All right, let's turn off the flight mode. And we'll go back to the farm, and I'll show you. You can make profit by selling the lime. Now that's something I hadn't considered. Oh my goodness. Oh no, selling, buying. Lime. Where do you sell it though? To lime production. Yeah, it won't actually buy it. In fact, I learned that with the bakery. Right, see that bakery over there? I had a bunch of eggs. I had like 8 pallets of eggs, and I was looking at sell prices. Here we go. And at the time, well, and even now, it was like, oh, look, the bakery will buy my eggs, and I'll get a better price for them. So I took them there, and I didn't get any money for them. They just went into storage in the bakery, and as far as I know, there's no way to get them out. So now I got eggs in the bakery that I can't I can't sell and I can't use until I have all the other ingredients to make cake. So yeah, so we have to be careful of that. Seems like the production buildings don't actually buy those things. Now, sell points will buy them. So if we put in like the farmer's market or the grocery store, which I think we will do sometime fairly soon, that'll give us some additional sell points where we might be able to get better prices. All right. All right, so we'll unload that, And we'll take this in and we'll sell the cedar and we shall choose another one. And then I'll take you back to the main farm and show you the changes that have been made there. Oh, speaking of changes, there's a Fendt weight pack out now. So I was able to get a proper Fendt weight for this thing instead of using the class one. 58,000, okay, that's not bad. We'll take that. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, okay. Selling. Right. Okay. So, do you get more money from the lime than... Let's see, can I do that? All right, you can't do that for the eggs, only for the outputs. Okay, so if I do that, will I get more from the lime that I sell? It'll sell at 60% of the price. Oh, okay, so that would, yeah, that would be profitable, wouldn't it? Where was it? I still have a lot of lime in my silo back at the farm. So yeah, maybe I'll sell that. Because if I can sell it for 60% of that, which is what, around 2,800 or so? 2,800 per thousand. And we can buy it for 350 for 2,000. Yeah. That seems like something of a, I don't know. It seems like something of an exploit though, doesn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say that it does seem a little cheaty that I can sell my lime for 3,000 per ton and then turn around and buy it for 175. I think we'll skip that. You know what? Every time I buy out of that pipe at the shop, I get raped on the price. I mean, maybe for lime it works that way, but I end up paying like multiples more than what I would pay if I bought it in pallets when I buy stuff out of that pipe. I don't know if you guys remember, I bought... Okay. Yeah, I bought fertilizer out of it, and I ended up spending like 2 or 3 times what it would have cost me to buy it here. Yeah, so I'm wary about using that to buy anything now. Well, it charges you a lot more than that. So, for example, if we look at fertilizer. Okay, Farm Shop says it sells fertilizer for 400. $400 for fertilizer. But yeah, it might be per liter. Yeah, 400,000. No, I don't know, but whatever, it charges a lot. So I'm not going to use that anymore. At least not without testing it first. Okay. So I've got some modded seeders here, but these are just seed options mod of the ones that are already in the shop. Somebody was saying that there's really no big seeders available in the shop. I'm going to take a quick look at Mod Hub. Whoops, not that Mod Hub, the other Mod Hub, the official Mod Hub. It's kind of confusing because Giants calls it the Mod Hub, but there's actually a website called Mod Hub that has mods. Here we go. I wonder if I can share this with you guys. Let's add a screen capture. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that now. Oh, Zinc 5, thanks for the resub. Appreciate that. Okay, great. Yeah, so this is the mod hub. Let's see what we got for seeders. Okay, thanks, Silas. We'll catch you later, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we got this Great Plains cedar. Now, the Cavernal land, I think I've already got this one. Yeah, I've already got that one loaded. That's 12 meters, 18 kph, but I think it doesn't fertilize. And the Great Plains, I don't think this one does either. But this one is quite wide. I'm not sure if this one does fertilization and seeding or not. We could take a look at that one, I suppose. Let's go do that. Why don't we exit the game real quick and take a look at that? See if we can get some details. I think it's going to crash on me instead of going back to the menu. Oh, it doesn't fertilize or direct drill. Okay. Excuse me, I gotta get rid of this hoodie. It's getting a little warm in here. The room I'm in happens to be the warmest room in the house when the heater is running, and it's the coldest room in the house when the AC is running. So I like it being the coldest room in the house in the summer, but warmest room in the house is not my favorite. Yeah, there's the Great Plains. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say anything. Well, we might as well install it, I guess, and then we'll be able to check it out. I think that was really the only other option, or at least the only other large option. I can look around and see if I can find something from one of the other websites as well. But I mean, for sure that Amazon will probably be a good option. It is fairly expensive, but such is life. Let's see here. Where is it? Oh, it's a planter? I thought it was a cedar. Okay. Well, then we can't use that anyway, can we? Ah, so it is. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I wonder why it's under planters. Anyway, it can do cereal crops too, so okay. But yeah, no fertilizing. No fertilizing and no direct drilling either. Okay, but when we get to doing corn and stuff, that might be a good option for us, which we will be doing at some point. Okay, so let's look at our seeding options. We've got what was the Cavernal land does not fertilize. I think I want to stick with something that does fertilize so that we can do it in one go. Although I'm open to your suggestions. If we got one that didn't fertilize, then we would have to do 2 passes. Excuse me 1 second. A little too much light coming from that side. Okay. So this is the one that we had, the S-Pro. And this is 6 meters wide, 17 kph working speed. The Vaterstad is 2 meters wider and slightly faster, but it doesn't fertilize. The Lemken is wider, a lot wider. It's twice as wide, but it doesn't fertilize and it doesn't direct drill. Oh, and it looks like the Amazon doesn't direct drill either. Unless we use the modded version. The modded version's all direct drill. Oh, actually the modded version, oh, okay, no, this won't let me add a fertilizer tank. Yeah, so we could, and the Amazon is yet another 3 meters wider, and it's faster than the Lemken. So I think the Amazon is really the king of the seeders here. Okay, and if I buy this version, the modded version, this will add the ability to direct drill, and then this also gives me the option to add or remove the fertilization. And if I make it fertilization inactive, then I think that gives me the whole capacity of both tanks for seed. At least I think that's how it works. Okay. So I think we go for this one. Now, are you guys okay with using the modded version that direct drills, or do you want me to stick with the vanilla version? So, like, either way, let's stick with the vanilla version. Modded. Yeah. Because if I use one of these, then I'm going to have to cultivate. Okay. If I use the modded version, then I won't have to cultivate in between. So, okay, let's go for the Amazon. That's 206,000. So we're going to need to borrow more money. My loan is getting close to 2 million now. I'll borrow a little extra so I have money to buy seed and stuff. There we go. And we'll leave it with fertilization active. Oh, horsepower requirement is 300. So we can pull it with the Fendt, but not with the JCB, which is fine for me. Okay. There we go. Look at that bad boy. Now I do have some, I think I have seed back in the main farm. Let me see how much I've got. Oh no, I don't have seed. I've got fertilizer. I got some fertilizer stored. I thought I had some seed as well. Okay, we'll tell you what, we'll fill it up here since we're here at the shop. And then I'll go back and see what I have in storage at the main farm. I think I have some seeds stored up as well, but I don't recall now. But let's get this hooked up so I can see what the capacity is. Because unfortunately the tooltip only shows you the total capacity of the tanks. It doesn't tell you what the split is between seed and fertilizer, which would be nice to know. Alright, and we'll pull it over here first to pick up this stuff. Yeah, see? So it looks like it doesn't even hold 2,000 seed, but it holds a heck of a lot of fertilizer. So I'll buy one more bag of seed, and then I'll buy, I don't know, I'll buy 2 bags of fertilizer, and we'll see where that gets us. I think I might have to load this manually. That'll probably be quicker. So let's open the lid. I'm going to have to use my super strength here. Climb up the ladder. Up the ladder. Dope. I might not be able to cheat my way through this. Here, now I can. There we go. Yep, so there's still a little seed left over. I should probably buy a telehandler or something to do this more correctly. And I'm not sure when you asked that question, Ghost Child, but yeah, I do have enough horsepower. This one needs 300, and my Fendt has close to 500, I think. 396. I thought I had more than that. Okay, well, it's got enough in any case. Oh, we can hold a heck of a lot more fertilizer. Okay. So if 2122 is 38%, that means it holds, what, about 5,500? So we need another 3,500 fertilizer. These are 1,000 each. So I'll buy 3 more. Like I said, I do have some back at the main farm, so we can top it off there. Whoops, where are the bags? Here we go. I don't want to leave too many bags sitting around at the shop. And then maybe I will buy that. Maybe I'll buy that seed tender. So that way we can come here to the shop, we can fill up the seed tender, and just cart that around to wherever the seeder is when it needs more seed. And I think it's not too expensive. So someone was saying earlier that the Rotzelmash harvesters came out in FS19. But I'm pretty sure that those came out when the Sovsnuka map was released, and I thought that was a map for 2017. I mean, I know it was. Yeah, I don't remember now. It was like one of the added maps by Giants. You know, the way they do it is they They typically, they'll release a map, or they release the game with 2 new maps and 1 map from the previous version. So like in this case, Erlengrad was a map that was released as a DLC for FS19, and now it's a base game map for FS22. So I was thinking that Sosnovka was a DLC map for FS17, but I could be wrong. Okay, so back here on the main farm, you might notice something different right away. I have new silos. Ta-da! So I removed the old janky silos that we started with, and I replaced it with this happy fellow. And this one allows me, this is a modded one that I downloaded from an external website. Yeah. But it's essentially a modded version of the base game Unia, which allows me to store, as you can see, I've got lime and solid fertilizer stored in here too. So you can store pretty much anything, any solids in here that you want, which is very nice. And then I also added this Meridian liquid storage, which currently has nothing, but I'm thinking I could use that. Actually, I could put my herbicide from the tank in here, and then I can just use that tank to transport it to and from the shop. Let's do that now, actually. Right, so the grain silo plus the liquid storage, those cost about 200,000 for both of them. Obviously, selling the old silo got me next to nothing. It wasn't worth very much. It was very cheap to begin with. But if we go over here, we should be able to unload this. Yeah, there we go. Start overloading. So I can empty this out. There we go. All right. Oh, it came out in 15. Wow. Okay, that's even older than I thought. Interesting. Okay. So let's put this tanker back. So this little tanker we'll just use when we need to buy more herbicide and bring it back from the shop to refill our storage, which hopefully won't be that often because that stuff is expensive. And I'm not positive, but I think that I can store liquid fertilizer and herbicide in the same storage tank over there, but don't quote me on it. Okay. Yeah, so we got the new silo, we got the liquid storage. I did some more paving of the area around here. I think those are all the changes that I've made. Okay. So now that we've got our oats planted, let's take a look at our production setup here. Yeah, we're doing okay. I turned off the lime machine because it was out of stone. So what I'm going to do, for anyone who wasn't here the last time, the plan is to use this field, everything off of this field, to feed the grain mill, and then the flour from the grain mill will come over here to the bakery, and we'll use that to produce bread. We made some bread last season, and we got a very nice price for it. And then our end game goal is going to be to make cakes. So to make cakes, in addition to flour, we are going to need as well sugar. Let's take a look at all the ingredients here. We're going to need sugar, which we can make from either sugar cane or sugar beets. So I think we'll do sugar beets in this case. We need milk, which obviously comes from cows, so we're going to need cows. Eggs we've got producing already. And then we need butter, which also comes from cows. And strawberries, which comes from greenhouses. Okay. So before we can start making cakes, we've got the flour set up, and we've got eggs. We have the capability to make strawberries, although we'll probably need more than one greenhouse making strawberries. And we'll need to get set up for cows, and we'll need to get set up for sugar beets so that we can make sugar. So those are what we'll be focusing on in the near future. And then these fields that are close to my farm right now, this one will be giving me the barley that I need to feed the chickens for the year. And then these other 3 fields, I think I'm going to plant soybeans just to sell for money, for profit. Because my understanding is that soybeans are slightly more profitable than all the other crops in the game when you're just selling them as crops. Okay. Now I did some calculations. We can borrow up to $10 million. We could buy all the land on the map for $5.1 million. Okay, so I'm not going to hold back on buying land when it's convenient, just because I know that we can afford to buy everything on the map and still have plenty of money left over for equipment. But I won't do it until we have an actual use for it. Okay. So what I want to do next here, at least for this season, is to plant soybeans on these other 3 fields, which currently don't have anything growing on them just yet. So if we look at the calendar, our barley will be ready to harvest in June. That's on the field that we planted in the winter or in the fall. The oats we just planted for the grain mill, those will be ready in July. And then soybeans we can plant in April, which is next month. Oh, farmingsimulator.app. Okay, let me check that out. Give me just a second. Farming Simulator. .app. Oh, very interesting. All right, let me show this to you guys. All right, so this is farmingsimulator.app. We are on easy economy. Very nice. Okay, so what does this tell us about soybeans? Yeah, best price, 4,600. Yeah, so as far as harvestable, now does this take yield? Okay, let's look at expected yield. Okay. Yeah, so yield per hectare is 4,500, which is, let's say, a little bit more than half what we would get from wheat, around half what we would get from wheat or barley. But the average sell price is more than double what we would get from wheat or barley. So that's interesting. Best prices are in June and July for soybeans. When do I get to harvest? And of course, I don't get to harvest until October, November, so we would have to hold on to those soybeans for a while. Yeah. Right, so we'll harvest the soybeans and then we'll have to sit on them until next year to get the best price, but that's okay. All right, cool. Well, thanks for that. That's really good info. Okay, so anyway, I won't be able to plant until next month, so let's take a quick look at the rest of the production here, see if we need anything. We still have plenty of water. I think the chickens should still have lots of feed available. Yeah. We've got 7,000 food, so we're doing good there. Now, someone talked about making clothing. So we could consider getting into sheep for wool and turning the wool into clothes. Let's take a look at our map. We're going to need to do a lot of grass for the cows anyway, so adding some sheep onto that probably wouldn't be a big stretch. I mean, choosing a plot of land for the grass is somewhat trivial. I wonder what the costs. Let's take a look at the cost of these animal buildings. And we're just going to go straight for the largest ones in every case. Okay, so we could do a large sheep barn for 100 grand. That's pretty inexpensive. The large cow barn is $750,000, which is not inexpensive. Unless we want to feed manually, we can save a couple $100 grand, but I don't want to do that. So, yeah, so sheep might be a good way to go as something we can do in the near term. And then we can start working some fields for grass. We can buy some mowers. Now sheep, I think, let's look at I don't know if the help menu is going to tell us. Sheep, I think, just need hay and grass and hay. Okay. Yeah. And in the base game here, without Seasons mod, the grass doesn't it doesn't decompose, so it lasts forever, right? So we don't even really have to make hay if we don't want to. Nice. Okay, so I think we're good to wait now until the next month. All right, that's the only thing on sale. We've already got one. He said he's already got one. Okay, we'll feed Turbo and let's take a nap. And this new seeder should make pretty quick work of the planting, I think. Okay. Loan interest, 5,700. Yeah. Getting a little expensive. So we're not making that much on the solar panel at this time of year. I wonder if we should add maybe we should add some wind production too. Wonder what the wind generators get us. The medium-sized wind generator will give us $13,000 a month, and I'm guessing that that might be a little more consistent than solar. How big is this sucker? Maybe we should add this as well. What do you guys think? $13,000 a month. So it looks like it'll... No, I still don't have the cell tower. The cell tower doesn't give you that much money, though. Whereas the wind generator... Yeah, you probably wouldn't want it close to trees. Let's buy this windmill as well. That's 155. So between the wind and the solar, that should cover our interest payments. Let's just find a good spot for it. Have we got any hills that don't have... Have we got any hills that don't have trees on them? Maybe down... No. I don't think we do. Unless maybe down there on field 36. Maybe we could put it up there on that ridge where the trees aren't. Oh, I think this is actually field 37. I feel like this would be a good place for it. Yeah, I think I don't own that land. Or we could put it like right here. That might be a good... No, I think near trees is not a good spot for a windmill. Yeah, that's true. The shop needs power. We could put it close to the shop, maybe. I wish I could zoom out more. This is really... Okay, yeah, so I own this land over here. The shop's all surrounded by trees, too. Yeah, I don't think I've got any hills that don't have trees on them. Except that spot right there. Or way in the back of the map up on those ridges there. Whoops. Right, like up there. But then I would have to buy land too, just for the windmill. Oh, how about over here in 24? Here, let's fly over there. Why is this so damn slow? We could put it right up on here amongst these rocks. No, I don't own that either. No, I don't have the speed mod. But I'll look into getting that. Yeah, and I don't really want to buy field 24 because there's really not much of value on it. Oh, here's the hill. Here's the hill that I need. Let's go see what piece of land this falls on. We were actually thinking about buying this piece of land anyway, right? $15. Like, I feel like I can actually run faster than I can fly. All right, yeah. So we'll buy field 15. That'll be good farmland too, so I don't mind buying that one. Okay. Okay, yeah, and we'll put this right here. And this will be, but not on the road. We'll put it right next to the road. And it's not working. I don't remember what I did to fix it the last time. Oh, right. Not enough money. Thank you. That's what it was. They can't be bothered to tell us that we don't have enough money for it. Okay. Right there. Okay. And let's do a little bit of landscaping around here. We'll do, as I have been, we'll do gravel directly around the base. Seems like that's what you might find. Maybe a little spot of concrete. Yeah, this will be a lot easier with the mouse, I think. There we go. And let's do... We'll do some gravel around here, too. Okay. Good. And let's fix this little spot that I messed up. Yeah, this is a lot easier with the... This is a lot easier with the keyboard and mouse. Okay. Very nice. I wonder if I can climb up to the top. Oh, what a ripoff. I want to go up there. Well, I guess I could fly up. We'll fly up and pretend that we didn't. Ah, alright. Well, I guess we're not meant to be up there. Anyway, I think that looks good, and I think that is an appropriate place to put it. Alright. No more generators, okay, guys? That's the last one. So we got one solar, one wind. And the rest of our money we're going to have to come by with a little more sweat on our brow. Okay, let's see. Well, first of all, let me increase my time scale. I'm normally running at 5x. Let's see if there's anything good for sale in the shop. Nope, Nothing really that we need. Okay, so let's get started planting soybeans on these fields. I think first I'll fuel up and do the maintenance on my tractor, because we're getting a little bit low on both. Well, we're not low on fuel, but I like to be topped off before we start a job. This tractor is gradually getting more and more expensive to run. I'm finding that I have to repair it fairly frequently due to its age. Oh, let me turn off. $3,000. Yeah, it's 54 months old. Doesn't have a whole lot of hours on it. But yeah, that's the drawback with the used equipment, right? It's cheap, but it's expensive to run. I think it still ends up being cheaper, but you do have to visit the shop more often. Whoops. Okay, so let's select soybeans. There we go. And let's get ourselves lined up. Yeah. Yeah, and actually I like that mechanic. I think that's an improvement to the game. Because the way it worked before, you could run the same piece of equipment forever, and as long as you just repair it, it seemed like the repair costs would never change. But the way it is now, it kind of incentivizes you to replace your old equipment after a while. Alright. Off we go with the soybeans. I wish I could demolish that rock. Well, I guess we can just drive over it. No biggie. Now this is showing my repair status still less than 100%, but that's because of the weight. I don't know what happens if you never repair a weight, and I would guess probably nothing. Or maybe it just falls off after a while. I don't know. And then I will have to spray these fields. Does anyone know if... can I spray before there are weeds to prevent the weeds from ever appearing in the first place? Or do you have to wait until there are weeds on the field before you can use the sprayer? I know the hired workers won't run unless there's weeds, but I don't know if you can just manually spray it. Oh, okay. So I could use courseplay with a sprayer, and then the weeds would never come up. Okay, awesome. Thanks. I think we'll do that. And I should be able to do that right after I'm done planting, right? Or do I have to wait for the field to change? Oh, okay. Awesome. Alex, I'm glad you're here. You're helping me out a lot with this info. Not like all these other deadbeats. I'm just kidding, folks. Yeah, like Jay. Jay never helps me. I'm just kidding, Jay. I love you, my friend. Yeah, I don't want anybody getting depressed here, okay? I'm just joking. Tuplex said I don't help with anything. I'm just messing around. I feel really good this morning. I slept like a log last night, and I really needed it. My wife and I had to go to, well, I live in El Paso, okay, which is far west Texas, and my wife and I had to go to Albuquerque yesterday, which is about a 3.5 hour drive each way. So we got up early in the morning, and I drove us there, and then we did what we needed to do there. We had lunch, and whoops, no, I accidentally hit the hired worker button, and then we drove back the same day. So I was pretty tired yesterday. Oh, and now it's not lowered. And I've been listening to this audiobook about sleep. The book is pretty popular. What is it called? It's called Why We Sleep. It's really interesting. It talks about how sleep works and, the different stages of sleep that you've probably heard of, but also what are the benefits of getting a full night's sleep and what are the consequences of not getting a full night's sleep. And the consequences are a lot worse than I had considered before. But anyway, there was a part where they were talking about temperature. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ghost Child. Yeah, I imagine that's hard to stay awake if you're on morphine. But anyway, in the book it was saying that around 65 Fahrenheit is the ideal sleeping temperature. Because your body wants to reduce its core temperature when you go to sleep by a couple of degrees, not a lot, of course. And having the room fairly cool like that helps your body it basically helps you fall asleep more quickly. So we added an extra blanket on the bed last night, and I reduced the heat to 65 degrees. And I mean, I don't know if it was just because I was tired, or if it was because of that, but I slept like a log. Hey, there you go, Andar. You had it figured out a long time ago. Yeah. Yep, so we all slept good, slept well. But when I woke up, I bumped it back up to 72. Because that feels good to me. I think that's around 20, it's around 20 C, I think. Room temperature. That's the classical definition of room temperature, as far as I know. Whoa, what was that? Did you see that? 1.5. Oh, jeez. My overzealous bot. Yeah, I tend to sleep a little bit warm myself. Oh. Yeah, you know, the bill, that's actually what I was just thinking, is that in the summer here, I'm not going to be able to do 65F here in the summer. It's too hot. I don't even know if my air conditioners would be capable of achieving that temperature when it's like 100 degrees outside. Alex, where in Canada are you? Ontario. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from Michigan originally. So I've been to Ontario on numerous occasions. Nice place. No zinc. It's desert here, so it's quite dry. You know, it's like the climate here is like Phoenix and Tucson and places like that, which is quite nice. I enjoy the dry air. It's a pleasant climate. Yeah, in the winter it can get cold. Like today, for example, it's, let me see, what's the temperature outside right now? Well, right now it's 42 F outside, which would be, what, maybe about 10 C, which is a typical winter day for us. Yeah, so it doesn't get very cold. Sometimes we get snow, but usually only a couple times in the year, and it doesn't last very long. We're at somewhat of a high altitude as well. We're at about 3,000 feet, or around 1,000 meters above sea level. So that contributes to the temperature as well. And sometimes there'll be snow on the mountains, but not where I live. But it's really nice. Yeah, it's a lot like Albuquerque. Like I was saying, we just went to Albuquerque yesterday. It's only about a 3.5 hour drive from here, so the weather's pretty much the same. Although I think Albuquerque gets a little bit colder. I could be wrong, but I think Albuquerque is at a higher altitude than El Paso is. And there's some lovely mountains in Albuquerque too. Okay, so that field is done. This field is starting to grow, so let's leave that one alone. And what I'll do is I'll start seeding these other two fields over here. And while we do that, we'll get... Well, actually, I'm going to need more seed first, so... Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that seed tender I was talking about. I think I loaded the mod, but I'm not positive. That would be in Auger Wagons. Yeah, so there's this lizard seed tender. It holds 16,000 liters of seed. Looks like you can pull it with a small vehicle. I just sold my pickup truck, unfortunately. That might have been a good use for it. Maybe I probably should have kept it. I only got $850 for it. But anyway, you can fill this up with seed and then just empty it into your seeder out on the field. So I think I'm going to buy that, and we'll fill it up at the shop. I'll bring it back with the JCB so it's available to refill the seeder. And then we can start using the JCB to spray herbicide. Yeah, the Gator or the Mahindra could probably pull it. I don't know if that would be terribly realistic. It's going to be awfully heavy with 16,000 liters of seed in it. Which is why I was thinking a pickup truck might be a good vehicle to do so. Yikes. Or a small tractor. Trucks usually pull them. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have sold that pickup truck. I just got rid of it because I was just thinking yesterday, I'm never going to use this thing. So I just sold it. I should have held on to it. Oh well, live and learn. We could also keep our eyes out for another small tractor. I think it'd be nice to have another small tractor that we can use to tow eggs to the shop and stuff like that. Maybe we'll just wait until we see something on sale, maybe. Although we can get, you could get something cheap like the Fiat. It's only 50,000. In fact, some of these might even be less expensive than this guy. I don't think so. Some of these might even be less expensive than the pickup trucks in the game, the newer ones. Yeah, 25,000. Yeah, I should have kept it. Oh well. We'll figure something out. Okay, so that holds 16,000. Oh, I don't have enough money. Jeez, it's getting ridiculous. Okay, and I already have a bag of something over here. Is that seed? It is seed. Okay, so let's empty that in there. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, even with a pickup, that might be a little much. Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, it's... I think if you were going to pull it with a pickup truck, you would want like a Super Duty, like an F-350, the size of pickup truck. Okay, so let's buy seed now. We're going to need a heck of a lot. That's 8,000. And then we'll buy another 7,000. I don't have enough money. Cripes. Alright, I'll just buy as much as I can. I did lift it with my hand. I'm very strong. Yeah, I think we'll, I think at some point I'll plan to buy a telehandler that we can use here at the shop for handling big bags to maintain a little more realism. There's one in used. Yeah, you're right. The electric one. Am I gonna have to? I'm gonna have to buy a charging station for this, right? Dire Wolf, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, and that's on sale. It's cheaper than the cheapest other option. Okay. Let's borrow some more money. We're at over 2 million now, guys. At some point, we're going to have to start to be a little bit careful. Yeah, so Direwolf, glad you could join us. We're just getting ourselves into crushing debt. All right, do we have a bag lifter? There's no bag lifter for telehandlers. Well, it might be better. It might be easier with the pallet fork anyway. Alex, should I use the pallet fork for this? Okay. And then we're going to have to use the electric charger, which is where? Is that a placeable? It is. Okay. Can I place it here at the shop? Oh, I can. That's nice. Should I place it at the shop? Yeah, I think I'm going to use it here at the shop more than I will anywhere else, right? Okay. Yeah, I think we'll put it over here in this corner. Oh, okay, so it's like a trickle charger. Is that the front? Oh, no, that's the front, it looks like. Really? I can't zoom any more than that? Okay. Alright guys, realism incoming. Here, let's do this from the other side. Yeah, I'll spread the forks out a bit. It's so quiet. Alright, let's see. Well, let's see. Let me zoom out a bit. We'll get them to the optimal width here. Whoops. A little bit wider. There we go. No, maybe not that wide. Three at a time, baby. Why not? Let's see, how do I extend it? Yeah, this might be a little heavy. There we go. Oh, it doesn't want to go any closer. All right, nice. Why is my... Oh, okay. I was going to say, why is my maintenance so low? I just bought this thing, but it's because it's not new. Oh, looks like I'll only be able to do one at a time this way. Whoops. Alright, let's see if we can get both of them this time. There we go. Whoops. Other way. Okay, and then I think we've got room for a couple more bags. Yeah, we can hold 5,000 more. I'll buy 4 more bags. Alright, and we'll see if we can lift... See if we can lift all 4 of them without flipping over. It would be nice if we could attach a weight onto the back, but I don't think we can. There's a mod. Oh, on the Giants mod hub? Okay. I think we should look for that. Okay, yeah, let's look for that mod once we finish the job here. Beautiful. Well, this is an awfully nice piece of equipment, I will say that. All right, let's get it in the shop and get it up to 100%. Keep everything in good working order, and then we'll go hook it up to our charging station. Okay, repair, $1,000. That's not too bad. Start the engine. It's electric. It's not overly fast, is it? Okay, so I should shut it off probably. Start charging. Okay. It'd be cool if it had like a cable or something that connected to it, but... Oh, it looks like this will charge 2 vehicles at the same time, right? Okay. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, let's see if... Let's take a look at that mod. Alright, I'm going to have to save and quit. So the screen's going to go black for a minute as it crashes. I have to wait for it to finish crashing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, with Jay, with this map, whenever I save and exit, it crashes out of the game for some reason. It doesn't go back to the main screen like it does with the other maps. Okay, so would it be under weights? Lizard. Oh, this one? Oh, Lizard PW. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. All right, let's make sure we turn it on. There we go. Ah. Yeah, I should have got that one too while I was at it. Hey, Tom Van Smash. I'm glad you could make it too. Welcome. We're just setting up our new electric telehandler that we bought on sale. And thank you for the follow. And Alex was nice enough to let me know that there is a rear weight available, so we just loaded that mod. Okay. Does it matter which one we get? Okay. And what are our color options? What is the brand on that thing? It is a Ferrison. I don't know if we had I didn't see any Ferrison colors there. Okay. Well, I think we ought to go. Oh, that's a front weight. We want the rear weight. Oh, it says the same thing in both cases. Oh, this one is a little bit different, isn't it? Okay, I think I like this one better. Alright, so we'll go for the 3,000 kilogram. And let's see if they have Ferrison colors. Doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll just go black. Is Onyx black flat? Jet black. Okay. Oh, is that too much weight? Okay. All right. Now we'll silently go over there and attach it. It's whisper quiet. Nope. There we go. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, we decided to buy this electric telehandler, Osiris. It was on sale. And so we're using this to load seed bags into our seed auger. Right, so we got this cool little setup here. There's a mod that lets you add a rear weight to it, so we just added a weight. And we can pick up 4 bags at a time. And then there's this is on the Mod Hub too. This is a Lizard seed tender, which holds 16,000 liters of seed. We've started to plant soybeans, and the seeder's starting to run low on seed, so I figured rather than handling bags of seed all the time at the farm, we'll buy the seed tender and we can just take this out onto the field. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think especially for those big fields, you know, I mean, with the fields up here next to the main farm, I mean, I can do any one of those fields with one load of seed, but for that big field of oats, you know, and future fields, which I expect will be similarly large, I think we'll want to, yeah, just to leave the seeder in the field and bring the seeds out to it. With a faster vehicle, such as this one. Speaking of which, I'm going to change... Yeah. I find it easier to drive this thing around with front wheel steering only. at least with the game controller, it's a little hard to steer smoothly when you got all-wheel steering going. All right, so that tree is helpfully in the way. Let's get rid of this tree. There we go. Let's put our pipe out. So we can figure out how far away we need to be. Ooh, is this thing even going to work? I think you can adjust. No, you can't. You can't adjust the pipe position, so I hope I can actually get the pipe close enough for this seeder. Wouldn't that be annoying if it didn't work? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it worked. Thank goodness. Okay, and then pipe in. There we go. Yeah, it was graphically very much a miss. Okay. I do want to start spraying. I wonder. No, I think I'll leave the seed tender hooked up for now until we get the planting done, and then we'll do the spraying. Which machine, Direwolf? The seeder, you mean? Or the vehicle? Oh no, I destroyed some of my crop. Oh, this seeder, this is the Amazon Condor. So this is the largest seeder you can buy in the base game. Although I'm using a modded version of it that allows for direct drilling. The vanilla version of this seeder requires that you cultivate first. So the modded version, well, it's actually not a modded version of it. It's I have the seed options, or the seeder options mod installed. I think that one's on the mod hub. That allows you to turn fertilization on and off on the seeders, and it also makes it so that all the seeders can direct drill. You just have to select. It basically puts a second version of all the seeders in the shop. So if you select the second version that has the seed options functionality, then that'll allow you to direct drill, as well as turn the fertilization off. And I think if you turn the fertilization off, then you can use the fertilizer tank to hold more seed. But I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not certain about that. But yeah, it's a nice looking machine. And this will do the job quite a bit faster than the than the cedar I previously owned, which had a 6-meter working width. This one has 15, I believe, so it's 2.5 times as large. Do I think grapes are undervalued? I haven't really spent much time doing grapes. I messed around with it just for a little while on a test map just to see how it worked, but I haven't really tried growing grapes in any large quantity. Yeah, but that's what I've heard as well, Alex, is that to really make money with grapes, you want to be making grape juice or raisins. Yeah, that just selling plain grapes is not worth the effort that it takes to produce them. But I mean, you can make money on it. It's I think just growing and selling grapes directly is not the most profitable activity in the game, but it is profitable. So if you enjoy doing that, then go ahead and do it, you know. At the end of the day, it is a game, and as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's what really matters. I'm not terribly interested in it though, just because I know the options for using hired workers and stuff are pretty limited. Oh, hey Ram Zombie. Well, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate that. And yeah, you can watch the VOD later today. Or essentially you can watch it on Twitch as soon as I'm finished, but I'll have it on YouTube as well. Although getting it on YouTube usually takes a day or two. So I have to wait for the file to get transferred, and then I have to wait for YouTube to process it. That's usually what takes the longest time. I kind of wish that YouTube and Twitch would work something out, because, well, I guess, yeah. I guess YouTube, they have to encode it in all the different resolutions. I don't think Twitch does that. Or maybe it does it on the fly. Whereas YouTube processes all the different resolutions up front. Because Twitch is not really intended for repeat viewing of the same content, so it makes more sense for them to focus their resources on stream quality, whereas YouTube is focused on many views of the same stuff. So I'm sure that YouTube just wants to process it once and be done with it. Seems like soybean requires a lot of seed. This seed tank's almost half empty again. And that's something that I don't know if everybody realizes, you know, that plays Farming Simulator. Each crop requires a different amount of seed per, per acre or per hectare, and you get a different yield from the field as well per hectare or per acre for the different crops. So when you're looking at the prices per 1,000 liters, going with the highest price per 1,000 liters is not necessarily going to be the most profitable crop, because you'll need a different quantity of seed. I'm not very good with this controller, hitting the wrong buttons. Yeah, so because you'll need a different quantity of seed for different crops, which means that the cost to plant it is going to be a little bit different for each one, and then you'll get a different quantity of product off of the field as well, which is where that handy tool that we looked at earlier comes in handy. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, sugar beets are really profitable. The prices per 1,000 are low, but you get a ton of it off of the field. Which hopefully we'll be finding out fairly soon. We're going to be doing sugar beets. Yeah, in fact, that's that's the reason why I don't do sugar beets more often, is because it's harvesting it is quite a lot of work. The harvesting process is fairly slow. The equipment's expensive, and the volume is so big. You have to unload the thing very often. And selling it requires a lot of a lot of hauling. Sugarcane. We could do sugarcane, although I think if you look at our surroundings, we're up in the mountains with lots of coniferous trees. I don't think this is the kind of place. I don't think this is the kind of place where you would find sugarcane growing. Now, when we started the series, all right, see you later, Ghost Child. Enjoy your meal, whichever one it happens to be. And hope you can come back when you're done. If not, we'll see you next time. When we started the series, I was imagining that we were someplace in the northwestern part of the U.S., or maybe like in British Columbia or something like that. But actually, according to I wonder if I can get in this way. It doesn't look like it. According to the map makers, this map is actually somewhere between Spain and France. So this is actually a European map, according to the map maker. I think I'm going to have to fold it. Yeah. Of course, we don't have to. We don't have to go with that. Okay, there we go. Right. So yeah, in my imagination, I think we're in Canada because we are using metric units. All right, I'm going to get courseplay going for this one. Or am I? Yeah, because I was thinking I would like to start spraying the fields with my other tractor, but then I'm pretty sure I'm going to need seed before I finish. I guess I can always just swap it out. Yeah, so let's set up a courseplay job. Over here in this field. All right, so we go to create job, we go to courseplay fieldwork, we go down to target position, and we're gonna give it our start point, which will be right about there. And then we open and close the course generator. Work width is 15 meters, that's correct. How many headlands? Let's do 2 headlands. And since we're seeding, I think we're going to start work in the center of the field, and we'll do the headlands last. Because when you think about it, if you would be planting a field, you wouldn't want to plant the headlands first, because that's where you're going to be turning around. So you wouldn't want to plant and then be driving over that land that you seeded already constantly while you're working the rest of the field. So we'll do the center first, and then we'll do the headlands afterwards. All right, so we generate the course. All right, and that looks good. And we start the job. And it should drive to the first waypoint, which I can't see for some reason. Oh, there it is. The first waypoint is down there for whatever reason, and it'll work around this this island of trees that I have in the middle, which I wonder if this would be too much trouble to remove as well. I mean, it wouldn't give me a lot of land, but it would make working this field a bit easier. There's a few large trees here, but most of them are smaller ones. So what I'm thinking is maybe at some point in the near future, we'll remove these trees here and these trees here. Maybe after we do the next harvest, we'll do that before we plant these fields again. Whoops, let's get out of the way. Okay, so we'll let the worker do its thing. I'm going to warp over to the JCB, and let's go hook up our sprayer, and we'll start spraying these other fields that we've already done. I'm not sure if the seed tender will work if it's not connected to a vehicle, but we could try just leaving this with the auger extended off the side of the field here, so that when it's time to refill, we can try to just refill it that way. Although I don't really want to get myself out of position, so yeah. So I think I'll leave it here. We'll leave it extended so we have possibly the option. But let's go back and get our sprayer. Let's turn the 4-wheel steering back on. I think that did it. Oh, that's that's giving me the crab steering. I don't want that. That is weird. There we go. four-wheel steering is nice to have with the sprayer, I think. Yeah, and Jay, what Alex said is correct. I've currently got the game on 5 times time scale, although we may turn that down if I start to run out of time, because I do want to get all this seeding done before the end of the day. Okay, we'll disconnect our weight, and then let's hook up our sprayer. Oh, I've got the tank. I've got the extra tank in front. We'll have to do that first. It's hard to tell. And then raise that, and then we're good to go. Okay, and tanks are full. And we'll start with this field here. Actually, let me back up a bit. Okay, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll set up our courseplay job. Okay, so we go to create job. We want the CP fieldwork. We set our target start point, which is going to be right there. And then we go to the course generator. Work width, this is saying 23.9. I believe that's correct. We'll do one headland, and in this case, we'll start with the headland. That's fine. Okay. So if all that looks good, we generate the course. There it is. And start that job. Right, and so for anyone who wasn't here earlier, we decided to spray herbicide on the fields that we just planted as a preventative measure. So rather than waiting for weeds to appear and then spraying, we decided just to spray right away to prevent the weeds from coming up at all. And it's our understanding that that does work. That's interesting. Yeah, looks like we're going to miss a couple corners there, but that's no big deal. Yeah. Well, it grew by even more than that because I've got 2 workers now. Plus me and Doris. Oh, what happened? Oh yeah, this is where I accidentally stopped this guy. Let's see. Start at nearest waypoint. I can't see. Hire worker. I can't see what the key is. I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's still definitely courseplay, right? All right, good. Yeah, it would be nice to remove this island. It's going to make working the field a lot faster. It'll give us a little more yield. And of course, as I say that, it's showing me the baby deer running around to make me feel guilty. I wonder what all this crisscrossing is. I guess that's where I've driven over the field after it was harvested, where there were weeds growing and I destroyed them. So I'm guessing that weeds won't come back up on those spots, and that's why I can see that the herbicide is not going down. I don't know. That's strange. Hey, Ghost Child, you're back. Hope you enjoyed whatever it was you were eating. Yeah, so that's one disadvantage of courseplay is that if you do rounded corners, it's going to miss it's going to miss those little bits on the corners when it does the field work, but that's okay. It's minor. Oh, that sounds... Man, that made me feel hungry all of a sudden. I think I'm going to have that for breakfast as well when I finish the stream. That's my favorite breakfast. Well, except I have toast usually instead of potatoes. Bacon, eggs, and toast, or bacon, eggs, and what we call here in the States an English muffin. I think they call those crumpets in the UK, but I'm not positive. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could eat that anytime. I agree with you. And if it didn't have as much cholesterol as it does, I would be happy having that for breakfast every day for the rest of my life. But some days I have a bowl of Cheerios with walnuts. That's pretty tasty. And bananas, if I have bananas handy. Oh, okay. Yeah, so breakfast for dinner. I love it. All right, so we're just going to watch our workers do their thing here. If I had another vehicle, I could take my eggs to sell and do some stuff around the farmyard. So I think having a small tractor would be nice to do jobs like that. Something that's not too expensive. It doesn't need a lot of power, but I would want a reasonably high top speed since would be using it to run back and forth to the shop. Looks like 50 kph is about as good as we're going to get on these small tractors. Unless we went with the Lind track. I know there's a mod for that. I don't remember what the speed is though on the Lind track. Let's see. Category small tractors. Let's take a look at Mod Hub again. Where did I see the Lind track? Oh, here it is. I really liked using this tractor in previous versions of the game. This one goes 53 kph. And I think this one might even have four-wheel steering. I don't remember. But it's a nice looking tractor in my opinion. 53. So it's not, I guess that's not much, it's not much faster than what I've already got loaded. What's this one? Is that one electric? .40 kph. Look at the Stara. 30 and 40. Yeah, those are too slow. This one's interesting. With the cab off to the side. I don't think I would like that. Yeah, I know about the Mahindra. It just 40. I just can't see using the Mahindra to pull a trailer and stuff like that, you know? And then the Fiat I've already got, but that one's too slow. Yeah, the Gator has some horsepower. But yeah, and I have used the Gator on other games, on other playthroughs to pull a trailer, and even that is not really like, it's not something that I consider to be appropriate. I mean, you can make it work, but the 6M is good. Where's the 6M? Oh, that's a medium tractor, I think. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, see, that one's only 40 kph. I'm thinking maybe the T6. It's a similar price. It's got the variable transmission, which I like. Goes 50 kph. It's got a front PTO, so you could throw a mower on it or whatever. Yeah, I think the T6 would be a nice vehicle. You could put a front loader on it, which I think you can do with all of these. Yeah, but I think I would just leave it at base power. Felsbrunn nostalgia. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, spent a lot of time on a T6 back in those days. Back then, I think they considered it a medium tractor. There used to be a T4 too, I think, or a T3, something like that. Yeah, let's get the T6. We'll need to borrow a little bit more money. Ruh-roh. You okay, buddy? I think the job's done. Hey, C Black. Yeah, that's a little bit of my Factorio drive in there, isn't it? I think it's done. There should be a way to clear the course. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it was a T5. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go refill, and we'll start spraying the next field. So we'll go refill from our lovely new fluid silo. Oh, and you can empty directly into the silo too, which I like. So you don't have to like empty into pallets and then put the pallets in the silo. Alright, so we're going to do this field next. And I think we'll start over here on this edge. Hey, Creed of Dragons! How are you, my friend? Glad you can make it. I think I'm going to remove this tree here. It's a little bit in the way. Okay, so let's make a job for him. We'll set our new start point. We want to start around there, heading north. Oh, let's try that again. And so in this case, I'm going to want to go counterclockwise. On my headland, let's generate the course. Looks good. Start the job. And something went wrong. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see if I can start at the first waypoint. Go. Let's just make sure this gets going correctly. Oh, looks like we're doing our headlands already over on our other large field, which is great. We're making good progress here. Huh. Well, maybe I can finish the field without needing more seed. Hey, Lady Temptress. Thanks. Welcome. Glad you could catch it live. Yeah, looks like we should be able to finish the field without needing more seed. We can see it missed a few spots. We can go back and touch those up later. All right, so let's. Oh, we need to ask. We need to ask Grandpa Tuplex to lend us more money so we can buy a T6. So our debt's up to $2 million now. We need to start making some money here, guys. All right, small tractors. New Holland T6. We're just going to go with the plain vanilla options. Oh, it sounds nice. I like it. Looks good and sounds good. Nice looking cab too. I'm not sure I would want my tractor to be all white inside, to be honest. It would force you to clean it more often, I suppose. Vanilla options? Okay. Dare I ask? Yeah, dust magnet. Okay, Zinc. That is a good question. I don't know exactly. Well, you know what? With that new website that we were introduced to, I think we can calculate it. When I expanded the field, I looked at the statistics, and we added about 6 hectares to it from where it was originally. So let's look at the map. So when I made this field the first time, it just occupied this area. And then I expanded it, and the stats told me I had plowed about 6 hectares, 6.5 or so. So the total size of this field, I would say, is probably around 13 or 14 hectares. Okay. And oats are going to give us let's see, because we have to factor in our bonuses. Let's say, well, we'll say 13 hectares to be conservative. All right, so I'm not doing rolling and I'm not doing mulching, so looks like we'll get about 140,000 liters. Okay. So 140,000 liters of oats will give us, let's see, so we'll do 140,000 divided by 150 times 188. That'll give us about 175,000 liters of flour. And it's a 2-to-1 flour to bread. Well, let's see. 175,000, if we divide that by 90, that's 1,950 cycles divided by 240 per month. So that'll run the bakery for 8 months and change. So it's almost enough to run the bakery all year, making bread. So if we expand that field, let's see, 8 months. So if we get another 50% field area, we'll be able to run it all year. All right, what's my sprayer doing? Okay, it's still working. That's good. All right, I'm going to pick up the seed tender. Yeah, I'm thinking of it from the standpoint where if that's enough to run it for 8 months, if we had another 50% field, then we could run it for 12 months. So we would need about another 6 or 7 hectares. Which I think we can get because we've got... I own these fields now too, so... So like if we expanded this field into 48, for example, that should give us enough, or created another field in field 48. That should give us enough to run the bakery all year. Okay, let's stow that. And the seeder thinks he's done. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bakery will run out of storage. Like, it won't be able to run all year without any interaction. At some point, we would have to go in there and empty it out. Let's clear the course. I probably should save the course instead, but... Alright, and we'll just get some of these spots that were missed earlier. This one, I don't know what happened there. Oh, right. Yeah, we might run out of storage for flour. Yeah, because the grain mill, I think, will process all the flour within a couple months. And I do still have some rocks here that need to be picked up. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it runs. Now the cake doesn't need as much flour as the bread does. So since the cake is our ultimate goal, I don't know that I'll worry too much about not making bread all year. The bread's just something we can do to make money while we're waiting for our cake production to get online. We'll need a couple more years to get ready for cake. We're going to need cows and stuff. Yeah. We'll have our cake and eat bread. Let's get this little spot. And I think those little spots here and there, I'll just leave it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It would be nice if it was perfect, but that's courseplay for you. If you want to use courseplay, you have to be content with a few missed spots here and there. If you want it to be perfect, you got to do it yourself. Once you get up to a certain scale, missing a few little spots here and there is obviously not a big deal. Okay. So we're done with our seeding for the year. Whoa. Whoopsie daisy. What the heck? I folded it up onto a tree. $200,000. Is that the value of the bread that you're estimating? Yeah, nice. Yeah, if we hold on to the bread all year and only sell it at peak price, which ideally is what we're going to do. Hopefully now between the windmill and our solar generator, hopefully we'll be able to cover our interest payments, so that we can hold on to our product and sell them at the best time, and not have to worry about selling everything right away to get the money. Oh, bro. See, and now I don't know. It's hard to tell where you left off. Alright, I think I'm just going to have to finish this job manually because I'm not even sure where to pick up the course. $20? No. Oh, for crying out loud. I'm like pushing every available button except the one that I want. That's one of the drawbacks of the game controller. Not having a dedicated button for each function makes it a little tricky. Okay. Yeah, and I like being able to kind of spray the field preventatively. Because when the weeds do start to grow and then you kill them with the herbicide, you get you get all those ugly dead weeds in your field that you see up ahead, which just doesn't look nice. Memes Streams, thanks for the follow, appreciate that. Ah, yeah, I can imagine that would be challenging. Hey, thanks for the bits. Appreciate that very much. Okay. So we'll get all this equipment cleaned up. Starting with this. Yeah, I read that somewhere. But I don't know. I don't know how much you lose. I wonder if it'll be reflected in the fuel bonus. Like in the numbers. I know the number's not... It's not published anywhere. Somebody said that on Reddit. But I don't know if it's true or not. I think if I have time, I'll try to test it on my test map. All right. Yeah, see, so this is showing me I have a 95% yield bonus, and I did spray it, and 95% is exactly what I expected, because I didn't mulch and I didn't roll it, so I lost that 5% yield bonus, but I still have 100% of my base yield, which is why I say that. Oh, okay, yeah, the corner needs... Oh, yeah, look at that. Here in the corner where I didn't spray it, it's 97%. And here it's 95%. So maybe it's 2% on the yield bonus. Okay. I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, I gotta park the seeder over here. Hopefully I got enough room here. Okay, yeah, looks like there's just enough room to make that fit. So we'll go park the Fent. We're done with him for a while. Yeah, I think plowing every time is maybe just the easiest way to do it. Or the simplest. If you didn't have to pick up the rocks every time, I would probably just plow every season. But picking up the rocks is kind of tedious. Alright, let's refill the sprayer so it's ready to go next time. There we go. And it appears to fill instantaneously from that silo. Oops, I gotta lower it. And we'll reattach our weight. Okay. Now, since I have another tractor now, I want to see if there's a way that I can park the JCB and the T6 in the same bay. Not sure if I got enough room, but we'll see what we can do. Put this in the corner like that. Yeah, I think I'll have enough room to get the squeeze the T6 in there as well. Where did I leave it? Here we are. Yeah, I do have the modded stone picker. That makes the job a lot easier and faster. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that really felt like I was tipping over. Maybe I wasn't. And I don't have any place to store... maybe I do, actually. I think I can store the seed tender in front of my plow. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Let's look at egg prices, because we are going to be filled up on eggs here pretty soon. What month is it? It's April? Okay. Yeah, looks like if we wait until next month to sell the eggs, that's going to be best. But we don't want to run out of room, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move... I'll move by hand a couple of these egg pallets out of the spawn point. And we'll pick them up in the new month. And I'll just leave that parked there for now. We'll do that in the morning. So I'll leave the partial pallets, and we'll use our super strength to drag these out of the way. $340 kilograms. Jeez. Who knew that eggs were so heavy? There. Yeah, I'm going to need a new shed soon. You're right. I think when I get to that point, it's gonna, well, it'll probably need more clearing of trees here in the main farm to make room for more sheds. So maybe we'll do that this winter. We'll spend some time clearing trees. You know, we'll spend like a month clearing trees. All those trees around the barnyard there to give us more room for storage. And then the ones in the fields that we talked about. Okay. Yeah, we're still good on food. Yeah, and lettuce. We got plenty of room for lettuce. We probably need to add more water next month. But for now, I think we can take a nap. Let's get up a little bit earlier. And we'll sell our eggs. Ugh, excuse me. Okay, so we made a little more on the property income, but we're still not making up our interest. So we gotta keep the money rolling in. All right. So first thing, we'll sell the eggs. We can see our soybeans starting to come in, which is nice. Alright, should we take the lettuce to the shop while we're at it? No. I don't think we should. Alright. We'll just sell the eggs then. I don't think there's anything else we need to take to the shop. I should pave that, or at least put dirt path around that area behind the chicken sheds, since we do drive through there quite a bit. Oh, and top speed is 53. You guys remember when we were looking in the shop it said 50? I guess it just rounds that off, rounds it down maybe. Wee Willie 73, how are you? Welcome. The other thing we could do is, since the lettuce doesn't really make us that much money anyway, maybe we should just start making strawberries and just loading up the bakery with strawberries. I think we'll do that. I don't know how much it can hold in inventory, but at least we'll get that first round of production taken care of once we start making cakes. Oh, okay. That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun playing on this map, that's for sure. Now, pretty soon that Oxygen David map is going to come out, and it's going to be hard for me to resist playing on that one. We'll see what everybody wants. Alright, 46 grand. That's pretty good for the eggs. More money than I was expecting to get. That'll cover us for about 5 months of interest payments. Meme Streams, howdy, and Crazy Diamond, this is the No Man's Land map. Let me get this trailer back to the farm and I'll give you guys a rundown of where we're at so far. You can see we've got a grain mill and a lime station over there that I've put in. We've got a rather massive field over there next to the grain mill that we're growing oats on. We're gonna turn that into flour to feed our bakery, where we'll make bread. Long-term goal on this map is to make cakes. Oh, okay. This is a great map. I love this map. But I mean, on this map, you have to start small and build your way up, because you have to create all your own fields and everything. When you start the map, there are no... Well, there's one very small field on the map when you start, but aside from that, it's pretty much choose your own adventure, right? Okay, so we got... just to show you guys what we got here, and thanks for the follow, by the way. Right, so this is the big field of oats that I mentioned. And this is our grain mill. Let's head down there so we can take a look. Okay, so the grain mill, once it's loaded, it doesn't have any grain right now, but once these oats are harvested, we'll be making lots and lots of flour. So here's our field of oats, and as you can see, this is a rather large field. This is the largest field I have at the moment. Right? It's covering 3 plots of land. So when you start No Man's Land, if you start on new farmer mode, you own this plot of land here, and there's one little field. But essentially the way this map works is you just buy individual parcels of land, and if you want a field, you get your plow and you go make one. If you want to do forestry, you buy a plot of land that has trees on it, right? All right, so the grain mill's here. All these oats are just going to be deposited into the grain mill. We're not going to sell the oats. We're going to turn them all into flour. I have a little lime station over here where we've got this machine. This is a mod that accepts stones and makes lime. So you can convert the stones into lime. The bakery's over there. That's where the flour is going to go to make bread. And then this is my farmyard, which is still growing and expanding. We've got a couple sheds. On these fields around the main farm, I'm growing barley on this field. The barley is being used to feed my chickens. Got a little workshop there, water. I have one greenhouse, which I've been using to make lettuce. But as I just mentioned, I think I'm gonna switch over to strawberries. So let's turn off lettuce and let's turn on strawberries. Because you need strawberries for cake. So we'll start cranking out the strawberries so we can turn those into cake. It's my little house. Here's my dog. I got 2 chicken coops, which are completely full. 360 chickens in each one. And in order to make cakes, we're also going to need sugar, so I'm going to be starting sugar beet production before too long. And we'll also need milk and butter, so we're going to need to get into cows as well. And we've been talking about doing sheep, since we'll be producing a lot of grass for the cows. We might as well have some sheep as well. Sheep are actually easier to get into than the cows. But for now, we're going to need some more water in the greenhouse. So let's fill her up. And actually, now that I have that semi-truck, I could buy one of those big tankers, which would make this job a little bit easier. Would require fewer trips anyway. This tanker only holds 6,000. Yeah, that's the reason I've been doing lettuce up till this point, is because you get half as well. Let's look at it this way. If you consider tomatoes to be your standard output, because tomatoes use 1 water to get 1 tomato, lettuce has half the volume in terms of output, but double the price. So with lettuce, you have to move, you don't have to move pallets around as much. So that's why I've been doing lettuce. Strawberries is the opposite. Strawberries gives you twice as many pallets as lettuce does. I think it's time to remove this tree. Right, so in terms of volume, strawberries are the highest volume, and lettuce is the lowest volume. So I think what I'll do once I'm done with the water, I'll throw in another tank of water here. Once I'm done with the water, I'll load up those pallets of lettuce so that we have plenty of room for the strawberries to start to come out. This thing's going to close any second now. The valve on the tower closes automatically. Yep, see? Whoops. Right, so we've got, in terms of my equipment on the farm, we've got 3 tractors. For a long time I only had 1 tractor. Which is, well, I started with a Massey, I think. And then this Fendt came up on sale. A Fendt 1000. So I bought that. That was a great deal. I got that for about half the price of a new one. Less than that, it was 59% discount. Which was great, because I wouldn't have been able to afford that for quite a while, but I was able to get that powerful tractor fairly early on. And for a long time, that was our only one. And then I later added a JCB Fast Track, which is this happy little fellow here, which is a really good multi-purpose tractor. I bought that one new. And then this New Holland I just bought last month. We bought that one new as well, because I wanted to have a small tractor that we could use for jobs like this, filling the tanks, moving pallets around, getting stuff from the shop, that sort of thing. We could also use the T6 for spraying the fields. You know, small jobs like that don't require a lot of power. It's perfect for that. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so let's load up these pallets of lettuce. Alright, and I'll just leave them parked there for now. Okay, so in terms of field work, there is no field work to be done. Oh, Theus. Thank you. Yes, I forgot about that. That's actually the perfect option in this case. Since we're not going to be selling it, let's just set it to distribute. Yeah, fabulous. And then it'll go directly to the bakery and I don't have to mess with it. At least until the bakery's full. Yeah, thanks, man. That's great tip. And no, I wouldn't have figured it out. You the man. Thanks. All right. Yeah, so we were talking about upcoming jobs. I'm gonna need to clear all the trees around my barn here, or most of them, and displace this family of deer, unfortunately. Yeah, we've got soybeans. Soybeans are going to be my cash crop, let's say. So any crop that I plant purely for profit motive, I'll just use soybeans. So I've got 3 fields planted with soybeans. This field's got the barley, as I mentioned. This is going to be feeding my chickens for the year. 43,000 liters of barley will take care of 2 chicken coops for a whole year. And then I've got the field down south, which is going to feed the bakery. I've got that harvester. I think I bought that one used as well. I don't recall. Maybe I bought that one new. Okay. Yeah, so the harvester I bought new. This truck I bought used. I wouldn't have bought this otherwise, but this was on sale as well. Again, a very good deal, so I bought that. And then I bought this trailer new. And most of the equipment over here, most of this I'm pretty sure I bought new for the most part. But we do check the used equipment sales every day because it really is... yeah, there's the harvester. It really is a great way to buy equipment, right? So we just we just bought that T6 brand new. If I would have waited till today, I could have bought that Fendt for $35,000. Well, we're good. I was just thinking maybe I should... Oh, there's a wood chipper. No, that's too expensive. I was just saying maybe I should sell the T6 and buy the Fendt, and I'll probably still come out ahead on money. But no, that's okay. We'll live with the T6. Yeah, that always happens. As soon as you buy something, it'll be on sale the next day. So I don't think there's really anything else we need to do in the month of May. So why don't we just go to June. Right, the barley's not for sale, as I said. If we go to June, we'll be able to harvest our barley. So why don't we do that? I'm going to save all the tree removal for the winter, when there's not much to do. We'll probably want to add some fields or something in the winter too, but I think for now we'll just go to June. We'll get up at 6 a.m. and we'll start harvesting our barley. Although I think it's about time for me to quit, to be honest. Okay, so in June, we did get enough from our solar panel and our windmill to cover our interest payment, so that's nice. Just FYI, I do have a solar panel over here that gives us a little bit of passive income. Okay, yeah, same stuff as yesterday plus that, which we don't need. And I also bought a windmill, which I think is over here. Oh no, it's on field 15. All right. All right, so I'm at time. I'm going to have to wrap up the stream here in a minute. So I think what I'll do for the moment is we'll get the harvester out and we'll get it staged over there next to the field to harvest the barley. Yeah, that Fendt, it's just laughing at me. What are we doing on fuel? Okay, yeah, we got a full tank of fuel. We're fully maintained. Oh, quite in position. Let's see here. Still not. I'm using the manual attach mod. So all the tools I have to get out and connect manually. No hoses for that one. Doris? No, Doris likes me, doesn't she? I think we'll start down on this end of the field. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she likes the contents of my wallet. I'm keeping her shop afloat. Alright, these trees are going to need to go. I'm her favorite and only customer. If anybody else ever moves into this area, I'm in trouble, because then I'll have competition, and I'm sure that guy will be much more to her liking than I am. And then we'll see what those sales prices look like after that. 3% discount. Oh, I agree with you. Yeah, the audio quality is way better in FS22. Let's see. We need to hook up PTO. Come on. No. Come on, buddy. There we go. And then the hoses we connect on the other side. I think. I think I just disconnected something. Yeah, the manual attach is a little bit tricky on the harvester. There. Alright, maybe I don't need to hook up the hydraulics. Let's see. No. Let me just make sure I can turn it on. Okay. We're good. Okay, so I think we're going to have to end it there. Sorry about that. I know I always get excited around harvest time, but it's time for breakfast. And I know my wife's waiting for me because she just popped her head in the door a few minutes ago. That means it's time to go. Oh, by the way, there's my windmill back there. It's the medium-sized one. So between the windmill and the solar panels, that's helping cover most of our interest payments on my $2 million loan. So, yeah, so thanks a lot, everybody. I enjoyed it, as always. Appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you all next time. I'm off work tomorrow because it's a U.S. holiday, so I'm going to try to get in another stream tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be able to stop by. Take care, guys. Oh, Alex, if I stream tomorrow, it'll be, I don't know, probably around the same time as today in the morning. I'll put out an announcement. I'll check with my wife and see if she'll give me the time to do that, and I'll put an announcement on the Discord. All right. See you guys.